Welcome to another session with Miss Nikki. I miss you guys so much. So much. So, the theme that you guys are talking about this week is bees. So, it's springtime. We're going to have a lot of bugs out. So, I thought it would be great to make a bee themed activity. So, some of the materials that you'll need: glue, or if you have glue stick, I'm using liquid glue. You'll need a piece of white paper, and the thicker the better, but use whatever you have. A piece of yellow paper, a pencil, or black marker is preferred. Either orange or pink crayon, marker, um, pencil, crayon, whatever you have, use it. Scissors, and I already pre-cut my little black strips, but basically they're just little black strips. The shape of it is just rectangular. I did a little curve in each of them, and I have about six, but I doubt I'll be using all six. And then two tiny thin little strips, and I'm pretty sure you guys know what this will be. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you take your yellow paper, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to take your yellow paper, you're going to fold it down the middle like this. So you'll have it like you can open it like a book. Okay? So first thing you'll do, fold it down the middle. Then the next thing you'll do is grab your pencil, and you're going to start to draw. Now the shape that we want to draw is like this. The shape. It's like a peanut-like shape. Okay? But why we folded the paper so that we can flip it open. But we don't need to draw this entire shape. All we need to do is do this one. All right? So here we go. So at the top, remember we folded it. So from this side that it's already folded, you don't want to cut that part. What you're going to do is you're going to draw the peanut-like shape. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is my peanut-like shape. Then after you do that, just cut it out. Cut that little shape out. And when you're cutting, remember, open, shut, and always, always, always safety first. Do not run around with the scissors. Do not pretend to be cutting your finger or anything like that. All right, that's my peanut-like shape. So that's what it looks like. And I decided not to cut on the black line because I wanted my peanut little guy to be a little bit thicker down here. But I can always use my eraser and erase those lines. So here we are. And then we can always look at it. It flips back and forth, back and forth. And again, if you mess up, do it over. Take the other side of the paper, cut down, draw the shape, and then cut it out. That's all. It's okay to mess up. So now that I have my little peanut-like shape, I'm going to draw the eyes, the mouth, and the little blush. So I want it to be super cute. So I'm going to draw a cute little eye. And it's like two U's. Yeah? Or two N without the ticks. Yeah. I want mine to be super cute. And then I'm going to draw the mouth. And again, I want everything to be super cute. It's like an open circle. Yep. Then for the little blush, I'm going to use the pink, or like I said, you can use orange or whatever color you want to use. Make it pretty. And I'm going to draw two little ovals to the side, right below the eyes. So it looks like it's blushing when it's smiling. It's so cute. You see? Yeah. So now we have the framework. So now we're going to start to decorate. So remember those strips that I mentioned before? Like this? Yeah. I'm going to give you a second to grab black paper. And remember, all you're cutting out, all you're doing is just cutting rectangle. That's it. Long strips of rectangle. The size of it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. So let me give you a second to go do that. You can hit pause on your video. Like ask mommy or daddy how to hit pause. But I'll give you a second to get the black paper. All right. Welcome back. So now what you're going to do is get the glue or a glue stick, and you are going to make sure your glue is open. And then just put a line of glue, and a lot goes a long way. Just a line of glue on your paper, and then glue it across. And some of the pieces are going to be hanging over, like mine. And I'm just twisting it a little bit diagonal. Some of it is going to be hanging across, hanging over, like you see here. But don't worry, we'll take care of that later on. And trust me, a little bit of glue goes a long way. A very long way. I'm just getting another piece of paper to put underneath my work so that I'm not messing up my surface area. And then I'm just gluing those next to each other. And again, we're not trying to be perfect here. Make it however you want. The spacing doesn't have to look like mine. You can make them as close as you want or as far as you want. If you want more black paper, then cut more black paper. If you want a little bit of black paper, then do a smaller amount. But again, it's your project. It's up to you. And remember, you don't have to rush this part. Just take your time and enjoy it. Take your time and make it how you want it to look. So for mine, I used 4. So I'm going to pick it up so that you can see it. And then I just spaced them out like this. I didn't want it to be perfect. Now you see the excessive, that's the extra pieces that are hanging off. We're going to cut those off. So make sure you're holding it. You're going to grab your scissor and flip it to the back. If you turn it to the back, and you can really see what to cut off, the extra. So grab that and cut off all the extra pieces. All the extra pieces going along there. Cut all of them off. There you go. All the extra pieces. Yeah. So now we are able to flip, open, shut them, and then we have the front of our, yeah. Then remember those tiny little black pieces, which were the antennas. You're gonna grab those, little bit of glue. But with this, with these, you only need a little bit of glue at the top. You're gonna glue it on the black side, just a little bit of glue, just a tip. Then you're gonna grab and you're gonna stick it towards the back. But you have to stick it towards the back of it, like this. Yeah. Next one. And again, make them, I made mine a little bit diagonal because I didn't want them to just be straight up in the air. And it would look like this. So I'm going to turn the back to show you guys how I did it. So again, just glue it at the back like so. Yeah. And if it's easier, I glued mine in the air like this. But you can put it down and flip it over and glue it facing down. So this is the front. And this is the back so far. So next, we want to move all of this out of the way and give it a second to dry and get a little bit firm and paste down and make sure everything is pushed down properly because some of the edges will start to flip up. So like this one right here, it was flipping up. So all I did was just push it back down on the paper. Yeah. And I'm going to set that aside so that it can dry. And then as I go, I'm making sure that I keep my workspace nice and neat. Next, remember we needed a white piece of paper. We are going to take the white piece of paper and we're going to do the same thing. Fold it in half. Yeah. And last week we celebrated Earth Day. So if we can save on paper and material as much as possible, then do it. The less of something that you use is the better. So if you realize that you don't need to cut in the middle of the paper, then don't cut in the middle of the paper. Cut maybe towards the side or towards the top so that later on you can use the extra down here. So this is what I'll do. Because I don't need all of this paper, I'm going to cut it like this. So if I have another activity, I can always use this piece. And that's a pretty big piece of paper. So I'm going to put that aside. All I will need is this. That's it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it and I'm going to draw just like I did with my P shape one. I think it looks like a P to me. With my P shape one, I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to make like an oval. And I'm going to go around. All right? So I'm going to draw it and then you guys can do it after. And this is going to be the wing. So it's going to look like this. It's going to look like an open circle. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then, again, make sure that you're able to flip it out, open and shut like this. So the top of it, yeah. All right. So now I'm going to start to cut. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Clap, clap, clap. So I am still cutting. I'm cutting. And again, you mess up, just try again. You don't need to get upset or anything like that. And it doesn't need to be perfect. We are not trying to be perfect at all. So I have my trash. I'm moving it aside. When I'm all done with my project, then I'll clean up. So now I have my wingspan. Yep. All right. So now my little bee is supposed to be all dry. Probably not all the way, but good enough for me to keep working at it. So now I'm going to grab my glue and in the wing that I just cut, the crease, which is the middle of it, I'm going to put just a little bit of glue going right down the middle. And again, if you guys are using glue stick, works the same way. And I'm just spreading the glue out a little bit so it looks like this. Then I'm going to pick up my little bee. Oh, my wing, my little antenna fell off, but I can always glue it back. Again, if this happens, just glue it back. I'm using thicker paper. So just glue it back if that happens. Anything that falls off, get some more glue. So I have my wing. The glue is in the middle. I'm going to take my little bee and I'm going to put him or her down in the middle, just like this. I'm going to pick it up in a second so that you guys can see it. Just like that. And again, my wings look like this because that's how I want them to look. But if you want your wings to look a little different, maybe cut in the middle or have an extra piece, anything that you want, do it. This is what mine is looking like so far. Yeah. And another thing, my favorite color is white, so I used white wings. But wouldn't it be so cute if you use maybe pink or purple for your wings? That'd be kind of cute. Yeah. So this is what it's looking like. And the great part about this is that it's actually a card. So I can write in there. And I can give it to a loved one. I can give it to my mom, my dad, anyone that's here with me in the house. I can pass it on to them. Isn't that so cute? I love this. Why don't I write a sight word in there? So I'm thinking of a sight word. Ooh, I got a good one. The first letter makes a sound. I'm going to write that. Who knows what letter makes a sound? The next letter makes a n sound. And the last letter makes a d sound. N d. N d. So it's A N D. What does A N D spell? That's right. And like Miss Nicky and the owls are going for a walk. And A-N-D. So A-N-D. And there you go. You have your little bee craft that doubles as a card or whatever you want to write in it. Maybe a note for yourself. But you know the usual. We cannot finish a video without doing our goodbye. Grab, squeeze, and shake it out. Bye, you guys.